Hey, this is Joe Gilder from HomeStudioCorner.com. I want to talk to you today about how and why to use slapback delay. So here's just a bare, naked vocal for a fairly upbeat, kind of bluesy tune. So here's what the vocal sounds like dry.
Boy, how this river used to flow.
Okay, so generally when you're starting out, or maybe just you've never thought of it before, if you want some space on the vocal, you just add a reverb. So something like this.
Boy, how this river used to flow. Rushing me.
And you play around with the tail and the size of the room and all that stuff, but you generally are going for some sort of a reverby tail sort of sound. And that can be fine, but I find that when using reverb on a faster song especially, it just tends to get lost. And so you turn it up, and you turn it up, and you turn it up, and then it's too much. And you can't really find that happy medium, at least on something like a lead vocal. So, one of the things I like to reach for instead of reverb, I may try it from time to time, but generally I reach for this first, and that's slapback delay. Now, all that means is just a single slap back from the delay. So I'm using an analog delay plugin with Studio One, and here's how I like to set it up. First off, I like to set it, I take the sync off. I don't want it to be synchronized to the tempo of the song. I generally find around 100 milliseconds is a good time. A couple of other things, I turn feedback off. I don't want it to go I don't want it to do anything like that. That's not the kind of delay I'm going for. I'm going for a single slapback delay, okay? Next thing I do is if it has a high cut and a low cut feature, I'll do that. So I'll get rid of some of the muddiness down here and some of the extra harshness up top. I want this to be kind of a darker analog sounding delay. So if it has those features, I'll do that, or add an EQ with a high and low pass filter to do that on the delay signal itself. And so then here is what you get.
Boy, how this river used to flow, rushing me into new lands. It would take me anywhere I want to go.
So then you can play around with the delay time. Maybe want it to be a little bit shorter. Let's try 90.
Boy, how this river used to flow.
The shorter you do it, the more it sounds like one voice. Let's go to 120.
Boy, how this river used to flow.
That seems to be a little too long. I'm going to stick around 110.
Boy, how this river used to flow.
Okay, and then if we take off the low and high cut, you can hear it starts to sit on top of the vocal too much.
Boy, how this river used to flow.
So let's do the low cut to get rid of that boominess.
Boy, how this river used to flow.
And then the S's and T's, I don't need those in the delay nearly as much. Let's roll off everything above 3.5K.
Boy, how this river used to flow.
And there you go. You've got a cool slapback delay. It gives you the appearance, quote unquote, of a room sound without having all the extra tail and stuff that gets lost in the mix. So your ears pick up on that slapback delay, and it gives it some depth without having to worry about the rest of the tail and the muddiness of a reverb signal. And it sounds cool. I hear a lot of independent records that have a lot of like very aggressive slapback delay and not much reverb, and it's just a cool sound to add to your arsenal. It might not be great for every song, but there have been a lot of songs where I didn't think it was going to work, and it worked wonderfully. So next time you're mixing a vocal, try, instead of reaching for maybe your go-to reverb, reach for some sort of an analog delay, throw a slapback delay on there, see how you like it.